The smell of melted cheese and crispy pepperoni was a familiar comfort for Alex Rodriguez as he slid into the driver's seat of his beat-up sedan. He glanced at the clock on the dashboard, mentally calculating how late he was for his next delivery. "Great," he muttered under his breath, fiddling with the pizza warmers and trying to catch a whiff of the delicious aroma wafting from the back seat. The bright neon sign of Pizza Galore flickered dangerously, but he had learned to ignore the annoyances of his situation. After all, delivering pizzas was just a temporary gig while he figured out his life, a stepping stone, not a destination. As he pulled away from the busy corner of Main Street, the city buzzed with the sounds of chatter, honking horns, and the rustling of leaves in the mild evening breeze. The sun was setting, casting a golden glow over the buildings, and Alex felt a flicker of hope amid the mundane. He wasn't just a delivery driver, he was also a dreamer. But tonight, as fate would have it, the ordinary was about to collide with the extraordinary. His GPS chimed, directing him toward the outskirts of town, an area he rarely ventured into. The density of human life faded as he drove deeper into the shadows of unfamiliar streets, and soon he found himself in front of a dilapidated warehouse that looked as if it had been abandoned for decades. Frankly, it sent a shiver down his spine, but he brushed it off. Just another pizza delivery, he reassured himself, grabbing the pizza box from the back seat. The warehouse door creaked open as he approached, revealing a dimly lit interior. The faint humming of machinery echoed within, masking the discomfort in Alex's gut. "Is anyone here?" he called out, trying to sound confident. A scattering of footsteps echoed for a moment before silence enveloped him again. He stepped inside, the air thick with an unusual mixture of oil and something that smelled faintly like burnt metal. It was dark, and the only light came from a flickering bulb that dangled from the ceiling. He could barely make out the shapes of old crates and machinery scattered haphazardly around the space. Suddenly, something glinted in the corner of his eye. Curiosity piqued, Alex edged closer to the source of the light. Nestled between two rusting machines was a strange object, unlike anything he had ever seen. It was smooth, almost crystalline, with a pulsing light emanating from its core. He reached out, captivated by its otherworldly beauty. Just then, a sudden jolt of energy surged through him as he made contact with the surface, and he jerked back, heart racing. "What the hell?" he breathed, shaking his hand as if trying to brush off the sensation. He couldn't explain it, but a surge of excitement mixed with fear filled his veins. At that moment, the artifact began to hum louder, vibrating against the concrete floor. Before he could process what was happening, the entire structure around him flickered like an old television set trying to tune in to a channel. Images flashed before his eyes, galaxies swirled in vibrant colors, alien landscapes stretched out, and beings that looked like something out of a sci-fi movie zoomed in and out of focus. It was overwhelming, like an avalanche of thoughts crashing into his mind. "Alex!" a voice called from behind him, jolting him back to reality. It was Max, the store manager. "What are you doing here? This is not a good place to hang out." I was just," Alex stammered, struggling to explain what had just happened. But words failed him. The artifact seemed to pulse a little brighter at the sound of Max's voice, as if acknowledging the presence of another being. Max approached cautiously, eyes darting between Alex and the artifact. "Get away from that thing. It's not safe." He grabbed Alex's arm and pulled him back, almost tripping over his own feet in the process. "What is it?" Alex asked, trying to ignore the racing pulse in his chest. It reacted to me." Max shook his head, panic written all over his face. "That's an alien piece of tech that fell from a shipment last week. We don't know what it does. It could be dangerous. Let's just get out of here before he could finish, the artifact emitted a blinding flash of light, enveloping the warehouse in a dazzling display. Alex squeezed his eyes shut, trying to shield himself from the brightness. When he opened them again, Max was gone. The entire scene around him had shifted. The humming had transformed into a rhythmic thumping sound, resonating with a frequency that felt oddly familiar. Alex took a hesitant step back toward the artifact, drawn inexplicably to it. "What the hell is happening?" he thought, heart pounding. In front of him, the artifact flashed once more, and Alex could see strange symbols flickering on its surface, moving as if they were alive. Unbeknownst to him, an ancient power was awakening within the heart of this humble pizza delivery driver, one that had been dormant, waiting for the right moment to emerge. His thoughts raced back to his childhood, to the time when he would solve puzzles for fun, putting together pieces that didn't seem to fit. "Maybe if I just," he murmured, his fingers brushing over the glowing surface delicately. As he began to connect with the object, it responded to his touch, the symbols rearranging themselves into a pattern that felt like a language he instinctively understood. A flash of realization dawned on him. This artifact was not just a piece of technology, it was a key to something much greater. But before he could explore this newfound revelation, the room shifted again, and he felt a surge of energy that pushed him back. The walls of the warehouse blurred, and the ground trembled beneath him. And then, silence. The light receded, and Alex found himself standing alone in the cold, dark warehouse, the artifact still pulsating softly at his feet. He took a few deep breaths, trying to calm himself. One thing was clear, his life as just a pizza delivery driver was over. Whatever was happening was only the beginning, and he was about to be drawn into a conflict far beyond the struggles of everyday life, alien beings waiting just beyond his comprehension. The universe had chosen him, and there was no turning back. "Guess I better figure out what to do next," he said quietly, a mixture of fear and excitement coursing through him. With that, he reached down to pick up the artifact. Alex barely had time to process Max's warning before the artifact erupted in a brilliant flash of light. The room warped and twisted, almost as if reality itself had decided to fold in on itself. In that chaotic moment, a figure materialized before him, a girl, or what looked like a girl, with shimmering skin that glimmered like starlit skies and eyes that sparkled with an unearthly glow. "Where am I?" she exclaimed, her voice a mix of confusion and wonder, as she took in her surroundings. The sudden appearance of this alien threw Alex off balance. He stumbled back, crashing into a stack of crates, barely managing to stay upright. I think you're in a warehouse," he stammered, the absurdity of the situation making his head spin. "Warehouse," she echoed, her brow furrowing as she took a step closer. "No, this isn't right. I was in a different place." Max tightened his grip on Alex's arm. "This isn't just a random artifact, Alex. We need to get out of here." "Wait," Alex said, shaking off Max's hand. "She's scared. We can't just leave her here." The girl, Lyrics, he realized, looked at him with wide eyes, her expression a mix of fear and desperation. "I don't know how I got here. I was trying to fix the dimensional stabilizer when it malfunctioned. It must have sent me here." "Dimensional stabilizer?" Alex repeated, feeling the weight of her words settle over him like a heavy fog. "Is that what that thing is?" He pointed at the artifact, which pulsed softly now, almost like a heartbeat. "Yes, it's a crucial device," Lyrics said, her voice gaining confidence as she explained. "Without it, my planet, Zinthera, is at risk of collapsing into a void. I need to get back and fix it." Okay, Alex said, his mind racing. "But how? And why did it choose me?" Max's eyes darted nervously around the warehouse, as if expecting something ominous to happen at any moment. "This is not a game, Alex. We can't just play hero." "Maybe we can," Alex replied, surprising even himself with the boldness of his words. "What if we can help her? There has to be a way to fix this." Lyrics' eyes brightened. "You mean it? You'd help me?" "Sure, but I'm just a pizza delivery guy. I don't know anything about dimensional stabilizers." "Perhaps your perspective is why this happened," she suggested, tilting her head thoughtfully. "Humans have a unique way of thinking. Maybe it can help." As Alex processed her words, something deep within him shifted. He realized that he had always feared stepping out of his comfort zone, always believed he was just an ordinary guy destined for a mundane life. But here stood a being from another world, asking for his help. "Okay, let's do this," he said, determination building inside him. "What do we need to do first?" Lyrics smiled, the tension easing from her features. "We need to locate the dimensional stabilizer's control panel. I can't do this without it. If we can find it, I can recalibrate the settings and stabilize the connection between our worlds." Max sighed, clearly trying to suppress his skepticism but unable to hide the worry in his eyes. "And how do we do that? We're in a warehouse with no idea where to start." Lyrics glanced around the dim space, her eyes narrowing in concentration. "There must be a map or something to guide us. The artifact might have stored information." "Let's check it out," Alex said, feeling the adrenaline surge through his veins. He approached the artifact again, its pulsing light casting eerie shadows on the walls. As he reached out to touch it, he hesitated, recalling the jolt he felt before. "Careful," Max warned. "You don't know what might happen." But Alex felt a strange sense of calm wash over him. "I have to try." He placed his hand on the surface again, and this time, the light brightened, illuminating the entire warehouse. Images flickered to life, showing a layout of the building that Alex could barely comprehend. "There," Lyrics pointed. "That's the control room." "Where is it?" Alex asked, scanning the map. "Follow me," Lyrics urged, taking off toward a narrow corridor at the back of the warehouse. Without a second thought, Alex and Max followed, their footsteps echoing against the concrete floor. As they navigated through the maze of crates and discarded machinery, Alex couldn't help but feel a surge of excitement mixed with trepidation. He was stepping into the unknown, a world filled with mysteries and potential danger. But alongside Lyrics, he felt a sense of purpose igniting within him. "Why did the artifact choose me?" he asked, breathless as they turned a corner. "I think it knows something about you," Lyrics replied, glancing back at him with her luminous eyes. "It senses your potential. You have more strength than you realize." "Strength," he scoffed, though a small part of him wanted to believe her. I'm just a delivery driver. Exactly. You deliver hope with every pizza you bring, she said, her enthusiasm contagious. That hope is what we need to save both our worlds. As they reached the control room, it was a stark contrast to the dilapidated warehouse. The room was filled with advanced technology that glowed and hummed softly, panels flashing with data Alex couldn't decipher. What now? He asked, glancing around nervously. Lyrics moved to the central console, her fingers deftly navigating the controls. I need to recalibrate the stabilizer settings, but I can't do it alone. I'll need your help to monitor the readings. Okay, just tell me what to do. As Lyrics began to work, Alex felt a rush of exhilaration. He might be a delivery driver, a nobody in his own eyes, but in this moment, he was part of something much bigger. He was not just delivering pizzas, he was delivering hope, not just for himself, but for an entire world. He glanced at Max, who wore a skeptical expression but stayed close, silently supporting Alex's endeavor. The weight of their mission settled on Alex's shoulders as he focused on Lyrics. Let's save your planet, he said, and as the words left his mouth, he realized he wasn't just talking about Zinthra anymore. He was also talking about his own life, his own future, whatever that may hold. And with that, the journey began, blurring the lines between ordinary and extraordinary, as Alex embraced the unknown ahead. Alex's gaze remained fixed on the glowing artifact, its light illuminating the room in vivid hues of azure and emerald. The pulsating orb seemed to breathe, and deep down, he sensed a connection to it that he couldn't quite explain. There, Lyrics pointed, urgency in her tone. That's the control room. Where is it? Alex asked, squinting at the flickering images projected by the artifact. Lines and shapes formed a complex map, revealing a labyrinth of corridors and rooms within the warehouse. Lyrics stepped closer, her shimmering skin catching the light. It's right here, she exclaimed, tracing her finger over a marked spot. But there's a barrier. She frowned, her brow furrowing in concentration. I can't access it without recalibrating the artifact first. What kind of barrier? Max interjected, his voice tinged with skepticism. Is it physical or some kind of energy field? It's a dimensional field, Lyrics replied, her tone shifting to one of determination. We need to connect this artifact to the control panel. I can manipulate its energy to create a passageway. But, she hesitated, her gaze flicking to Alex, I will need your help. Me? Alex pointed to himself, bewildered. I'm just a delivery driver. What can I possibly do? Your perspective, Alex, she insisted, moving closer. The artifact requires a human touch to stabilize the energy. It's like using a key to unlock a door. You're that key. Max rolled his eyes, clearly struggling with the concept. So, let me get this straight. You want him to touch that thing again? After it almost blew us out of existence? Yes, Lyrics replied eagerly. But this time, I'll guide him. Together, we can channel the energy. It's our best shot. Alex felt a swell of confidence rise within him as he locked eyes with Lyrics. Her determination was infectious, and for the first time, he felt a flicker of purpose ignite in his chest. Okay, let's do it, he said, and his voice was steadier than he expected. Fine, Max murmured, still looking skeptical but recognizing the gravity of the moment. Just be careful. The three of them gathered around the artifact, its light pulsing rhythmically. Lyrics stood at the forefront, guiding Alex's movements as he approached. Focus on the energy, she instructed, her voice soft and steady. Feel its flow, and let your mind connect with it. Alex swallowed hard. The artifact hummed beneath his fingertips, sending a subtle vibration up his arm. He closed his eyes, trusting Lyrics's words. In his mind, he envisioned the chaotic energy swirling within the artifact, a storm of colors and feelings. As he focused, a warmth spread through him, a sensation that felt both familiar and foreign. Now, visualize the control panel, Lyrics urged. Imagine it coming to life, the energy flowing from here to there. Her words resonated with him as he conjured images of the control panel from the map, buzzing with potential. He felt the artifact respond, its light brightening. I can feel it, he exclaimed, a rush of exhilaration coursing through him. Yes, keep going, Lyrics encouraged. You're doing it. Suddenly, the room flickered, and shadows danced across the walls. A low rumble echoed through the warehouse, and Alex opened his eyes to see the artifact's light merging with the outline of the control room on the map. It's working, he shouted, adrenaline flooding his veins. But then, a crackling sound shattered the moment. The air thickened with tension as a dark force surged from the artifact, swirling ominously around them. What's happening? Max shouted, panic rising in his voice. Just hold on, Lyrics cried, her expression fierce. We must stabilize it. Alex's heart raced as he concentrated harder, using every ounce of his willpower to maintain the connection. The dark energy began to press against him, and he felt an overwhelming pressure, as if the weight of the universe was pushing him down. I can't. Yes, you can. Lyrics insisted, her voice cutting through the chaos. "You're not just a delivery driver. You're more than that. You have the power to bridge our worlds." In that moment, something clicked inside Alex. He remembered the countless deliveries he had made, how he had navigated through unfamiliar streets, adapting to the needs of his customers, and solving problems on the fly. "I'm not just a guy with a pizza bag," he whispered, and with renewed determination, he pushed back against the energy. "Visualize the connection. See it bridging the gap between our worlds." Lyrics' words surged through him like a current, and he channeled that energy into the artifact. With a final surge of effort, the dark energy exploded outward, dissipating into the air as the artifact's light erupted in a cascade of colors. The control room flickered into view, revealing its intricate design, glowing symbols, and a panel filled with buttons and levers. "We did it!" Alex exclaimed, exhilaration flooding him. "Now, we need to hurry," Lyrics urged, her expression shifting from triumph to urgency. "We have to get to that control panel before it destabilizes again." The trio dashed toward the newly revealed entrance, the air still crackling with residual energy. As they approached the control room, Alex felt the reality of their situation settle in. The artifact was not merely a device, it had become a connection between them, a way to understand each other as much as it was a means to save Lyrics' home planet. "Once we're inside, I'll need you to help me with the settings," Lyrics instructed, her focus sharp. "Your experiences will guide me. Trust me, Alex." "I trust you," he replied, the weight of his newfound role settling comfortably on his shoulders. As they entered the control room, Alex felt the surge of purpose coursing through him. He wasn't just a delivery driver anymore, he was part of something much greater, a bridge between worlds. "Ready?" Lyrics asked, her eyes locked onto his with determination. "Let's save your planet," Alex replied, a grin creeping onto his face. And just like that, they stepped into the unknown, ready to face whatever challenges awaited them. As the crackling energy surged around them, Alex felt a mix of fear and determination. He concentrated harder, trying to visualize the control panel coming to life, but the swirling dark force was relentless. Just when he thought he was losing grip, Lyrics' voice cut through the chaos like a beacon. "Picture it, Alex. The panel glowing with energy," she urged, her voice a blend of urgency and support. He nodded, forcing himself to focus. The artifact pulsed beneath his touch, and he could feel the raw power coursing through it. He imagined the control panel, its buttons lighting up one by one, a symphony of colors in his mind. Each flicker illuminated his path forward, but the pressure from the dark energy intensified. It felt like a storm brewing in the depths of his soul, trying to drown out his thoughts. Suddenly, just as he channeled a surge of energy, the room filled with a series of loud, comedic pops. It was as if the artifact were a child with too much energy, bubbling over in a fit of giggles. Alex opened his eyes, startled to see colorful sparks flying from the artifact, creating a confetti-like display in the air. "What's happening?" Max shouted, his voice tinged with panic. "Just hold on," Lyrics replied, her focus unwavering. "It's a good sign. We're getting closer." As if on cue, the artifact began to emit a series of beeps that sounded disturbingly like a malfunctioning microwave. Each beep was followed by a puff of colored smoke, emptying into the air like a failed science experiment. "Is this supposed to happen?" Alex asked, a nervous laugh escaping him, the absurdity of the situation creeping in. "Yes. Just keep." Before Lyrics could finish, a loud crash echoed from the entrance of the warehouse, drawing their attention. The heavy metal door swung open, revealing a group of aliens clad in dark, armored suits. Their eyes glowed with predatory intent, and they quickly scanned the room, landing on the trio. "There! The artifact," one of them hissed, stepping forward, his voice a low growl. "Oh," Max murmured, backing away instinctively. Lyrics' face paled, her determination quickly shifting to alarm. "They're after the artifact. We need to accelerate our efforts." The aliens were inching closer, their movements deliberate and threatening. Alex could feel the weight of the situation pressing down on him, yet he also felt an odd sense of clarity. "What do we do?" he whispered, glancing at Lyrics for guidance. "Just keep connecting with the artifact," she said urgently, "and I'll try to hold them back." With a deep breath, Alex returned his focus to the pulsating orb, channeling his energy once more. He could sense Lyrics moving beside him, her shimmering form a reassuring presence against the chaos. The beeping intensified, and the artifact seemed to vibrate with life. "Maybe if we combine our thoughts, we can visualize a way to repel them," Lyrics suggested, her voice steadying as they worked in unison. "All right," Alex said, feeling the connection spark between them. "What do we want to create?" "A barrier," she proposed, her eyes narrowing in focus. "Something that can protect us and the artifact. Think of it like a shield." He nodded, envisioning a shimmering wall rising from the ground, encasing them in security. The artifact began to glow brighter, and for a brief moment, Alex felt a surge of warmth envelop him. But just then, one of the aliens lunged forward, reaching out toward the artifact with a metallic hand. "Stop!" Lyrics shouted, thrusting her arm toward him, and a wave of energy shot forth. To Alex's surprise, the energy manifested as a bright, swirling shield that erupted around them, pushing the alien back. The creature stumbled, crashing into the wall with a grunt. "Nice work!" Alex exclaimed, his confidence growing. The aliens regrouped, their voices rising in angry tones. "We need that artifact," one shouted, frustration evident in his voice. "Keep pushing, Alex," Lyrics encouraged, her eyes sparkling with determination. "We can keep them at bay if we maintain this connection." As the alien faction began to strategize, Alex felt a sudden rush of creativity flood through him. "What if we create something unexpected?" he suggested. "Like what?" Lyrics asked, her brow furrowed in concentration. "Maybe a distraction?" He paused, then grinned. "Like, I don't know, a giant holographic pizza? They wouldn't expect that." Lyrics blinked, then chuckled lightly, the sound momentarily lightening the mood. "A pizza? That's ridiculous." But the spark in her eyes showed she was intrigued. "Exactly. They're aliens, right? They probably don't know what pizza is," he replied, feeling the idea take shape. "We can make it look delicious and colorful, like a beacon." "Let's do it!" Lyrics exclaimed, her excitement infectious. Together, they channeled their energies into the artifact once more, imagining the giant holographic pizza materializing in front of them. As if the universe conspired in their favor, the artifact responded with a brilliant flash, creating a massive, spinning pizza hovering above them. The aliens, momentarily confused, paused as they took in the sight. "What is that?" one shouted, eyes wide with disbelief. "Now's our chance," Lyrics shouted, and they both pushed their energies into the barrier, strengthening it. The aliens regained their composure, eyes narrowing in determination, but Alex felt emboldened. "Okay, let's keep this going," he called, the absurdity of their distraction giving him strength. The holographic pizza began to spin faster, the smell of freshly baked dough and melted cheese wafting through the air, a sensory illusion that captivated the attention of the alien faction. Their expressions shifted from anger to bewilderment, and for a brief moment, they were frozen in place, mesmerized by the unexpected spectacle. Lyrics and Alex exchanged a glance, smiles breaking across their faces. "It's working," she exclaimed, her laughter ringing out like music in the chaos. "Just like a delivery driver handling a tough crowd," Alex said, the absurdity of the situation prompting a wave of adrenaline that surged through him. But the moment of triumph was short-lived. The aliens, realizing they were being distracted, began to shake off the illusion. "Get that artifact," one shouted, breaking their stupor. Alex swallowed hard. "We need to hurry, Lyrics. They're regrouping." "Let's finish recalibrating the artifact," she urged, her determination sparking in her eyes. With renewed urgency, Alex focused on the artifact, channeling all their energy into solidifying the barrier and stabilizing the artifact. The room buzzed with tension as they worked together against the encroaching threat, their minds and hearts aligned. As the alien faction charged toward them, the stakes had never felt higher. The pressure mounted, but for the first time, Alex didn't feel like just a delivery driver, he felt like a part of something much bigger. The artifact pulsed with power, and he was ready to embrace it. As the bright shield flickered to life around them, Alex felt a momentary surge of confidence intermingle with the chaos. The aliens were regrouping, their dark forms shifting like shadows against the vibrant light. He could hear the hushed whispers among them, a mix of frustration and fury. Time was slipping through their fingers like sand, and he knew they had to act quickly. "Lyrics, what if we can't hold them back forever?" he voiced, the weight of the situation pressing heavily on his chest. The shield pulsed, a rhythmic heartbeat that echoed the unease he felt. "We can't think like that," she replied, her eyes steady, though a flicker of doubt crossed her features. "We need to focus on the artifact. You have a connection to it, Alex. You can understand it in a way they can't." "Right," he said, taking a deep breath. "But how? I'm just a pizza delivery driver. I've never done anything like this before." Lyrics' gaze softened. "Your experiences make you unique. Think about it. You've navigated countless streets, learned patterns, recognized routes. What if you could apply that to reprogram the artifact?" A light bulb flickered in Alex's mind. A sudden realization washed over him. He could visualize the patterns he'd memorized from countless delivery routes and apply that knowledge to the artifact's controls. "It's all about understanding the flow, right? Just like delivering pizzas," he murmured, more to himself than to her. "Exactly," she exclaimed, her voice brimming with excitement. "Think of it as routing energy instead of pizzas. You know how to find the quickest way to deliver, to connect, to get to the destination." As he concentrated, Alex felt his heartbeat sync with the pulsing artifact, its energy thrumming in rhythm with his thoughts. He closed his eyes, imagining the control panel lighting up in a sequence he understood. The colorful lights were like traffic signals, guiding him to manipulate the artifact with precision. Okay, I see it, he said, his confidence growing. I can see the original patterns. There's a sequence, like a delivery route in a map. He opened his eyes, glancing at the swirling shield that Lyrics had created. It felt like a protective cocoon, allowing him the mental space to explore this newfound understanding. If I can just tap into those patterns, maybe I can reprogram the artifact to defend itself. It's like a delivery system for energy. You can do this, Alex. Trust your instincts. Lyrics encouraged, her voice calm and steady among the brewing storm. With newfound purpose, Alex turned his attention back to the artifact. He began to visualize the patterns with a clarity he hadn't felt before. The beeping sounds morphed into a rhythm, and each pulse of energy resonated with his thoughts. The aliens were still advancing, their movements quickening, but Alex felt a sense of control wash over him. Think of it as rerouting traffic, he muttered under his breath, channeling his delivery experience into the task at hand. Instead of avoiding obstacles, let's create a barrier that pushes them away. As the idea solidified, he extended his hands toward the artifact once more, channeling his energy into it. The artifact glowed brighter, responding to his intention. Suddenly, a shimmering array of geometric shapes emerged from its surface, projecting a web of energy that expanded outward like a net. The aliens froze, confusion flickering in their glowing eyes. Keep pushing, Alex, Lyrics shouted, her voice a guiding force. You're onto something. He focused, pouring everything he had into the artifact. The energy shifted, transforming into a dazzling shield that shimmered with hues of blue and gold. Each color reflected his determination, a manifestation of his resolve to protect not just himself but also Lyrics and the artifact that had chosen him for this moment. The alien leader stepped forward, his eyes narrowing as he gazed at the expanding barrier. What is this? He barked, frustration evident in every word. We must have that artifact. Not today, Alex muttered, feeling the barrier solidify around them. I won't let you take it. As if in response to his defiance, the shield flared with energy, sending a pulse that echoed through the room. The aliens staggered back, momentarily disoriented by the surge of light. Alex seized the opportunity, his heart racing. He had to solidify this newfound connection. Lyrics, he called, a plan forming in his mind. We can push them back together. Let's amplify this barrier. On three, she shouted, her voice cutting through the tension. 1, 2, 3. Together, they thrust their hands forward, channeling their energy into the barrier. The light intensified, enveloping the aliens in a blinding glow. Alex could feel the power pulsing within him, intertwining with Lyrics' energy, creating a force that felt unstoppable. The aliens roared, their voices mingling in frustration as the barrier flared outwards, pushing them against the walls. Alex could see their expressions shift from confidence to alarm, their predatory instincts faltering. Keep it steady, Lyrics urged, her grip on her power unwavering. We're almost there. As the shield surged, Alex realized that this was more than just a defense. It was a statement, a declaration that they wouldn't back down, that they would confront this threat together. With each pulse, he felt the weight of his mundane life fall away. He was no longer just a pizza delivery driver, he was a protector, an unexpected hero. The aliens, now scrambling to regain their composure, exchanged hurried glances. Their leader glanced back at Alex, his expression darkening. You think you can defy us? You have no idea what you're up against. With a surge of adrenaline, Alex replied, maybe you're right. But what you don't know is that I've been training for this my whole life in ways you can't even begin to understand. The alien leader snarled, a deep growl emanating from his throat, as he prepared to charge. But Alex, fueled by determination, pushed even harder against the barrier, commanding the artifact's energy to respond in kind. Suddenly, the artifact erupted with a brilliant flash, and the barrier morphed into an even more potent force. The aliens were thrown back, crashing into the walls of the warehouse with a cacophony of metal and fury. Now, Lyrics shouted, her voice ringing with urgency. We can take the fight to them. Alex felt the thrill of battle surge through him, igniting a fire in his chest. They were no longer on the defensive, it was time to reclaim their space and confront the alien threat head-on. Together, they prepared to unleash the artifact's true potential. As the room pulsated with energy, Alex knew that this was only the beginning of their confrontation. They would not just fight for survival, they would fight for their newfound bond, their humanity, and the truth that lay within the artifact. Together, they would rise as guardians of their destiny. As the shimmering web of energy expanded outward, Alex's mind raced with possibilities. He felt the weight of responsibility settle onto his shoulders, the echoes of his delivery driver life melding with the gravity of this alien confrontation. The artifact glowed fiercely, pulsing in rhythm with his heartbeat, as he focused on the alien leader, whose expression morphed from confusion to anger. What is this? The alien leader shouted, his voice a guttural growl. The dark figures behind him shifted nervously, the barrier of light sending ripples of uncertainty through their ranks. Alex's heart raced. He could sense that this was a crucial moment. "Lyrics, I think I can do this," Alex exclaimed, his voice steady despite the chaos. "If I can understand their intentions, maybe we can find a solution that benefits everyone." He concentrated harder, envisioning the artifact not just as a weapon but as a bridge that could communicate between two worlds. "Exactly," Lyrics urged him, her eyes sparkling with determination. "Use the patterns, Alex. You can translate our intentions." He closed his eyes momentarily, allowing the rhythm of the artifact to guide him. "Just like pizza routes," he whispered, focusing on the idea of connecting not just streets but also intentions. The artifact responded, its surface shimmering with intricate designs that began to morph into symbols, visual representations of emotions. With each pulse, Alex could see the anger, fear, and confusion of the aliens represented in vivid colors. The dark hues of their forms contrasted sharply with the bright energy that connected him to Lyrics and the artifact. "They're scared," he murmured, realization dawning on him. "They think we're a threat." Lyrics nodded, her expression serious. "Then we need to show them that we're not. You can do this, Alex. You're their only hope." "What do I do?" he asked, looking into her intensity and drawing strength from it. "Reprogram the artifact to send a message. Show them our intentions, peace, not war." Taking a deep breath, Alex visualized the energy flowing from the artifact like a stream, connecting with the aliens rather than pushing them away. He focused on the words he wanted to communicate, drawing from his experiences as a delivery driver who had learned to read people and situations quickly. "I'm not just delivering pizzas anymore," he thought, "I'm delivering a message." As he channeled his energy, the symbols projected from the artifact transformed into a radiant wave that washed over the aliens. The colors shifted, brightening from dark tones of hostility to lighter shades of curiosity and confusion. "Look!" Lyrics exclaimed, pointing as the alien leader stepped back, his gaze fixed on the unfolding display. "You're showing them our true feelings. Keep going." Okay, Alex said, rallying his thoughts. He extended his hands toward the artifact, feeling the warmth of the energy flow through him. "Let's add understanding to the mix." He concentrated harder, allowing memories of his deliveries to flood his mind, his interactions with customers, their smiles and gratitude, how a simple slice of pizza could bridge gaps between strangers. The artifact responded, shimmering with a new wave of light, projecting images of peaceful interactions between humans and aliens. Suddenly, the dark forms of the aliens began to shift. Their anger and confusion were replaced by intrigue. The leader's rigid stance softened, his expression shifting as he processed the images. "What is this?" he asked, his voice less hostile, tinged with curiosity. "I think they're starting to understand," Lyrics said, her voice barely above a whisper. "Keep it going, Alex." Taking a leap of faith, Alex poured more energy into the artifact, allowing it to show the beauty of human connections, the laughter shared over a meal, the camaraderie of sports, the joy in simple acts of kindness. "We're not enemies," he conveyed through the artifact, pouring his heart into the energy flow. "We want to connect, to learn from each other." The alien leader blinked, visibly shaken. He turned to his companions, who were now watching the display with wide eyes. "They wish to communicate," he said slowly, his voice trembling with uncertainty. "They seek understanding." Alex felt a wave of relief wash over him, but he knew they weren't out of the woods yet. "We need to keep pushing," he urged Lyrics, feeling the resolve swell within him. "We can't let them go back to thinking we're a threat." "Right," she agreed, her eyes bright with determination. "Let's amplify the message. Show them who we are." With renewed vigor, Alex focused on the messages, compassion, connection, fearlessness. He thought of the many deliveries he had made, the way each interaction had taught him something valuable. Every pizza delivered had its own story, its own connection, and now he had to translate that into a universal language of understanding. The artifact responded, and the energy around them surged, enveloping the aliens in a warm glow. Alex could feel the fear dissipating, replaced by a sense of curiosity. The aliens began to step forward cautiously, their dark forms merging with the light of the artifact. "Are you ready?" Alex asked Lyrics, glancing at her. "I'm with you all the way," she replied, her voice filled with conviction. As the final surge of energy pulsed from the artifact, Alex sent one last message, a vision of a world where humans and aliens could coexist peacefully, showcasing a future filled with collaboration and understanding. The alien leader hesitated, glancing back at his comrades. In that moment, Alex knew they had crossed a pivotal threshold. The air around them shimmered with potential, a palpable tension giving way to hope. Together, the alien leader finally spoke, uncertainty lacing his tone. "Yes," Alex shouted, his heart racing. "Together." The response was immediate. The aliens, once rigid with hostility, began to relax, their forms shifting to mirror the colors of the artifact. A newfound alliance was on the cusp of forming, a bridge built from understanding and shared experiences. "Let's do this," Alex said, feeling the weight of the universe shift in their favor. As the barrier shimmered around them, he understood that he wasn't just a delivery driver anymore, he was a messenger of hope, a catalyst for change. And in that moment, he realized that maybe, just maybe, the universe had chosen him for something greater. As the radiant wave of energy washed over the alien crowd, Alex felt the artifact vibrate with an intensity that echoed his own heartbeat. The dark hues of their forms began to shimmer with unexpected brightness, and Alex's breath caught in his throat. "It's working," he exclaimed, his voice barely a whisper against the cacophony of emotions swirling around him. The alien leader, who moments ago had been a figure of fury, now stood transfixed, eyes wide as the colors enveloped him. "What is this?" he stammered, his voice trembling with intrigue. "Alex, keep pushing," Lyrics urged, her tone a mix of encouragement and urgency. "You're bridging a gap they never knew existed." Drawing on a newfound well of energy, Alex focused on the vibrant display, willing it to show more than just images. He envisioned stories of his family, a lineage of delivery drivers stretching back generations. "This artifact," he thought, "it has to be connected to my past." In that moment of clarity, he felt a thread of history intertwining with the present. "Lyrics," he said, his voice steadying. "I think this artifact is more than just a tool. It's a legacy." Lyrics' eyes widened, and for the first time, a flicker of vulnerability crossed her face. "A legacy? What do you mean?" "It's like a family heirloom," Alex explained, "but for interspecies communication. My ancestors must have designed it to unite worlds. That's why it resonates with me, it's in my blood." As the realization settled between them, the artifact pulsed with a golden light, responding to their connection. The symbols morphing in front of the aliens shifted once more, now showing images of Alex's family delivering pizzas, laughing, sharing meals with friends and strangers alike. They were simple memories, yet they carried a profound message of unity through shared experiences. The alien leader tilted his head, the anger in his expression fading into contemplation. "You're showing us your past?" he asked, the growl in his voice replaced by a curious lilt. "Yes," Alex shouted, emboldened. "This is what it means to connect, to understand each other beyond fear and hostility." Lyrics' gaze softened, the logical alien becoming more attuned to the emotions Alex was transmitting. "They're starting to see the value in bonds," she said quietly, almost to herself. "Maybe there is more to us than logic." "Exactly," Alex exclaimed, pressing on. "We're offering friendship, not conflict. Just like how I deliver pizzas to bring people together, we can bridge our worlds." As the layers of fear and hostility unraveled in the alien crowd, Alex felt a warmth spread through him. It was the realization that he wasn't just a delivery driver anymore, he was a harbinger of peace, a connector of worlds. But just as hope began to flourish, a rumble echoed through the air, shattering the moment. A darker, more sinister energy surged from the shadows, sending tremors through the ground beneath their feet. The alien figures, once captivated, recoiled, their attention drawn back to the approaching storm. "What is happening?" the leader demanded, gaze darting toward the disturbance. "Something else is coming," Lyrics replied, anxiety creeping into her voice. "We need to stabilize the connection. Can I focus on both?" Alex pondered, heart racing as he redirected his thoughts to the artifact. He could feel the artifact thrumming, as if it were aware of the impending threat. "Come on, just like delivering on time. I can do this." He extended his hands, feeling the energy surge and shift, pouring every ounce of hope and determination into it. "We can't let this connection break," he shouted, urging the aliens to join him. "Show us your trust." The pulsating colors began to blend with the encroaching darkness, illuminating the terrifying shadows. It felt as if they were creating a protective barrier, a shield of understanding against the attack looming on the horizon. "Look," Lyrics pointed, her voice filled with urgency. "The artifact is amplifying the emotions. It's pushing back against the dark energy." The vibrant hues from the artifact began to counteract the shadows, creating a dazzling display of light that pushed outward, forcing the darkness to recede. Alex could feel the power of their combined emotions, the fear transforming into courage, the anger into resolve. "Together, we can face this," he called out, looking toward the alien leader. "Trust isn't just a human trait, it's universal." The alien leader, momentarily taken aback, nodded slowly. "You speak wisdom, human." With a collective breath, Alex and the aliens focused on the artifact, channeling their energies into it. "We are not just our fears, but our hopes," Alex shouted, and in that moment, the air crackled with potential. As the shadows began to dissolve, Alex felt a surge of warmth and connection envelop him. The artifact was not just a tool, it was a beacon, emanating their shared intentions. The alien leader stepped forward, his form glowing brighter as he aligned with Alex's vision. "Let us not be foes, but allies," he declared, the words resonating through the air. The dark energy began to wane, retreating from the brilliant light the artifact now cast. "We can create a new legacy," Alex said, glancing at Lyrics, whose eyes sparkled with newfound understanding. One that transcends fear and opens pathways to friendship. As the last of the shadows evaporated, Alex felt a profound shift in the atmosphere. The connection deepened between him, Lyrics, and the alien leader. They had crossed a bridge together, one that promised a brighter future not just for them, but for all their worlds. But just as the victory settled in, a lingering question remained. What will we do now? Alex pondered aloud, the weight of the moment settling around him. Lyrics looked at him, her expression a mix of determination and hope. We'll build on this. We'll show others what we've created here. A new era begins with us, Alex. With the artifact stabilizing and the darkness finally dispersed, Alex felt a sense of purpose solidifying within him. The journey was far from over, but the foundation had been laid. Together, they would forge a path that no one had dared to dream before. As the energy of the artifact pulsed gently, Alex knew that he was not just a delivery driver anymore. He was a part of something much larger, a story that would ripple through the galaxies, a story of connection, understanding, and hope. As the pulsating colors began to blend with the encroaching darkness, Alex felt the artifact surge with energy. He focused intently, urging the vibrant colors to expand and envelop the dark forms that approached. "We can do this," he shouted, his voice echoing above the growing chaos. "Trust me." The alien leader, still captivated by the display, took a hesitant step forward. "Your memories, they hold power," he said slowly, his voice wavering as the swirling colors reflected in his eyes. "But can they protect us? Can they stop the storm?" "Believe in the connection," Alex urged, desperation creeping into his voice. "It's not just about the past, it's about our future. We can unite against this threat." Lyrics, sensing the urgency, added, "If you allow the memories to flow into your hearts, they will strengthen our resolve. Fear cannot withstand the bonds we forge." The leader hesitated, glancing back at his people who were still trembling at the edge of the gathering storm. The shadows loomed closer, a sinister force that threatened to consume them all. "What must we do?" he asked, his voice now softer, filled with uncertainty. "Join me," Alex exclaimed, extending his hands toward the alien crowd. "Visualize your own memories, your own connections. Let's create a tapestry of understanding together." He envisioned family gatherings, shared meals, moments of laughter and joy, and with each thought, the artifact pulsed in response. To his astonishment, the aliens began to move closer. Their dark forms melded into the colors radiating from the artifact, and Alex could see their memories flickering like stars in the night sky. A proud warrior showing his youngling how to hunt, an elder teaching the history of their kind, a couple sharing a quiet moment under the distant suns of their home planet, these were the threads of their existence. "It's beautiful," Lyrics breathed, her voice thick with emotion. "They're realizing what they could lose." As the colors intertwined, a wave of warmth enveloped Alex, and he felt a sense of belonging he had never known. He was not just a delivery driver anymore, he was a vital link in this cosmic chain of unity. The artifact shone brighter, illuminating the gathering with its golden glow as more aliens stepped forward, their expressions shifting from fear to curiosity. The alien leader, now standing at the forefront, felt the vibrations of the artifact resonate within him. We have forgotten the importance of connection," he admitted, remorse coloring his voice. "In our pursuit of strength, we have lost sight of what binds us together." The shadows abruptly shifted, and Alex noticed the sinister energy ebbing slightly, as if drawn away by the light. "That's it," he shouted, a surge of hope igniting within him. "We can overpower the darkness with our shared light. Keep focusing on your memories." Suddenly, the ground trembled again, and a dark silhouette emerged from the shadows, a colossal figure cloaked in swirling tendrils of black. The creature's eyes glowed with malevolence, and an echoing voice boomed, "You dare challenge the darkness?" Alex felt the artifact pulse violently as if reacting to the creature's presence. "This is it," he thought, fear mixing with determination. "We have to hold strong. Don't back down," he urged the aliens, his heart racing. "Remember what we're fighting for." As the creature advanced, its howl sending chills through the air, Alex focused on the intertwined memories, channeling all the warmth and light from the artifact into a shield. "Together," he shouted, as the aliens gathered their energy around him, creating a barrier formed from their collective experiences. The creature halted, its fury momentarily stifled by the brightness radiating from the shield. "Your memories are nothing against my power," it sneered, but Alex could see uncertainty flickering in its eyes. "Maybe," Alex replied, his voice steady despite the quaking ground. "But our connections are stronger than you think. We are bound by more than just fear, we are bound by hope, love, and shared experiences." With a final push, Alex concentrated, and the artifact released a brilliant burst of light, illuminating the battlefield. The colors surged forward, wrapping around the dark figure, and he felt the strength of the aliens beside him, their memories intertwining with his own. The creature writhed and howled, caught in the embrace of unity that Alex and the aliens had forged. "No!" This cannot be, it screamed, the shadows flickering as the warmth enveloped it. Yes, it can, Alex shouted back, the intensity of the moment washing over him. This is what it means to connect, to understand each other beyond fear and hostility. As the light grew stronger, Alex felt a sense of peace wash over him, a certainty that they could win this battle. The alien leader stepped forward, joining Alex in channeling the artifact's energy. Together, they raised their hands, and the light flared, enveloping the creature entirely. In a blinding explosion, the dark figure disintegrated, leaving only a whisper of its threat behind. A profound silence fell over the crowd, and as the light dimmed, Alex opened his eyes to find the aliens staring at him, awe etched into their features. You have shown us the way, the leader said, voice trembling with emotion. Through you, we have found our strength, our connection. Our future will not be one of fear but of unity. Tears welled in Alex's eyes as he realized the weight of their words. And this is just the beginning, he replied, his heart swelling with hope. We can create a new world together, one where our differences enrich us rather than divide us. As the artifact pulsed gently in his hands, Alex understood that he had not only delivered pizzas but a message of peace, one that would resonate across galaxies for generations to come. Let's celebrate this new bond, Lyrics suggested, her eyes bright with excitement. We will all share our stories, our cultures, and together, we will build a future. Alex smiled, knowing that this moment would echo through time. He had become more than just a delivery driver, he was now a harbinger of a united cosmos, where understanding and compassion would reign supreme. And as the stars shone brightly above them, Alex felt something shift within him, a profound sense of purpose. The galaxy was vast, filled with possibilities, and together, they would embark on a journey to create a legacy of unity that would echo through the ages. But little did they know, this was just the beginning of a new adventure that awaited them beyond the stars. The stage was set for their next chapter, one where the true challenges of interspecies relations would unfold. What lay ahead for Alex and Lyrics remained a mystery, but with hearts full of hope, they would face whatever came their way, united as one. As the creature's malevolent gaze lingered on Alex and the shimmering barrier of memories, the atmosphere crackled with tension. Your memories are nothing against my power, it sneered, but Alex could sense a flicker of uncertainty beneath its bravado. He tightened his grip on the artifact, feeling the warmth of the collective memories of the aliens around him, their hopes and fears intertwining with his own. Maybe, Alex replied, his voice steady despite the quaking ground. But our connections are our strength. He turned to the alien leader, who now stood firm at the forefront of the crowd. You must show your people that their memories hold the key to defeating this darkness. They are not just stories, they are the essence of who you are. With a deep breath, the alien leader nodded, his resolve hardening. We have forgotten what it means to be united, he murmured. But today, we will remember. He raised his arms, urging the others to join him, and as they did, their dark forms began to shimmer with the colors of their shared past. Alex felt the energy in the air shift, a palpable wave of hope washing over them. Together, he shouted, and the aliens began to visualize their memories, their collective experiences blending with the vibrant colors radiating from the artifact. One by one, they stepped forward, their fears melting away as they embraced the light. See, it's working, Lyrics exclaimed, her voice filled with awe. The shadows that had once threatened to engulf them recoiled, momentarily stifled by the warmth emanating from the growing tapestry of memories. Alex could see the flickering images of the aliens' lives, a proud warrior teaching his child to hunt, an elder recounting tales of their history, and couples sharing quiet moments beneath their twin suns. The creature, sensing its grip on the situation slipping, howled with rage, its tendrils of darkness weaving through the air like a storm. You think your memories can protect you? I will consume them all, it bellowed, the ground trembling beneath its fury. No, Alex shouted, channeling every ounce of strength he had. We will not allow that. He focused on the radiant barrier, visualizing the connections that bound them together. Remember what you stand to lose. Your families, your stories, your culture. Fight for them. As the aliens channeled their memories into the shield, the creature's advance faltered. It hesitated, its glowing eyes narrowing as the light grew brighter. This is impossible, it snarled, but Alex could see the cracks forming in its dark facade. Keep pushing, he urged, his heart racing with determination. Let your memories be your weapon. The combined energy surged within the barrier, and Alex felt a powerful connection to each individual around him, their hopes, dreams, and fears now interwoven like threads in a grand tapestry. With a final, desperate roar, the creature lunged forward, but it was met with the full force of their collective memories. The barrier exploded with light, a dazzling display that illuminated the battlefield. Alex shielded his eyes against the brilliance, but he could feel the power of unity coursing through him. In that moment, the darkness was enveloped by the light, and the creature's form began to disintegrate, swallowed by the radiance of their shared experiences. No! This cannot be, it howled, but its voice faded into nothingness as the light consumed it completely. As the last remnants of the creature vanished, an overwhelming sense of peace descended upon the gathering. The colors of the artifact shimmered and then dimmed, settling into a soft glow. Alex opened his eyes, his heart pounding as he surveyed the scene. The aliens around him stood in awe, their expressions transformed from fear to wonder. The alien leader stepped forward, his eyes reflecting the remnants of the light. "You have shown us the true power of connection," he said, his voice steady. "We have forgotten the importance of our bonds, but today, we will forge a new path together." Alex smiled, feeling a warmth spread through his chest. "It's not just about fighting against darkness, it's also about building a future together," he replied, glancing at Lyrics, who stood beside him, her eyes bright with hope. "I will stay on Earth," she declared, her voice firm. "We must bridge the gap between our worlds, share our cultures, and learn from one another. Together, we can ensure that this unity is not just a fleeting moment but a lasting bond." The alien leader nodded, his gaze sweeping over the crowd. "Let us return to our home and share this story. We will teach our younglings the importance of connection and remember the light that saved us today." As the aliens began to disperse, Alex felt a sense of fulfillment wash over him. He had started as just a delivery driver, delivering pizzas and navigating the mundane challenges of life. Now, he was a hero, a vital link between two worlds, and the knowledge that he had made a difference filled him with pride. Returning to his car, he took a moment to breathe in the familiar smell of pizza, a reminder of the life he had once known. But it felt different now, it was infused with a sense of purpose. He glanced at the artifact, now quiet and still in his hands, and smiled. "I guess this delivery driver has a new job," he murmured, a grin breaking across his face. As he drove back through the familiar streets, he noticed the world around him with renewed eyes. The laughter of children playing in the park, the chatter of neighbors greeting one another, and the aroma of food wafting through the air all felt vibrant and alive. He realized that the extraordinary could be found in the everyday, and he was ready to embrace it. With Lyrics by his side, they would embark on a journey to foster understanding and friendship between their species. The future was bright, filled with endless possibilities, and together, they would weave a tapestry of unity that would span galaxies. As he parked his car and stepped out, Alex felt a surge of excitement. The adventure was far from over, it was just beginning.